Hi everybody, it's me, Andrew, and this is going to be a video. It's not about a specific tarot deck, although I will tell you about some decks that I have coming in soon at the end of this video. This is a video that I was told to make by my angels, by my guides or whoever told me to make this, and it is about positivity. And, you know, I know I talk a lot about being positive, and I talk a lot about like positive thoughts, and how positive. Well, if you hear a crinkling sound, that's Minerva playing with her little like crinkly paper ball. So you hear me talk about being positive, and if you watch Doreen Virtue, she talks about being positive all the time, and she really enforces being positive, and that's a great thing. And of course I talk about it all the time too, because it's something that's very, very, very important. However, my angels said something very distinct to me that I really wanted to point out. They told me that being positive isn't simply just thinking positive thoughts or choosing to be positive. Positive thinking and being positive is actually not choosing, or choosing not to be negative. So being positive is not just choosing to be positive, it's choosing not to be negative. I was kind of flabbergasted when I heard that, because I was like, that's really deep. That's really something that we don't really talk a lot about. We put so much focus on being positive that we don't talk about what happens if we get negative. And I know Bradley Valentine posted something on his Instagram saying that he was going to have a very positive day, and that if he had a negative thought, he was going to say, I cancel, clear, and delete the effects of whatever thought that was, and then replace it with something else. And that's great. Like, that's something that we all should be doing. But my angels were saying that, they're bringing to me, there's a passage in the Bible that says, I set before you life and death. Choose life. Like, it actually says choose life. And I feel like the universe, God, or whoever, you believe is in your sphere of influence, whoever that is, I believe that we set before ourselves, our higher self sets before us, the choice to be positive or the choice to be negative. And now, one distinction that they did make was, being positive is not to be confused with naivety and being naive. So if you're in a burning, this is the illustration that they gave me, and it's kind of like, what? But it makes sense. If you're sitting in the middle of your house and your house is burning to the ground, saying this, you wouldn't say, it's kind of hot in here today. You know what I mean? You wouldn't, that wouldn't be something that you do, So being positive isn't, being naive. It's not ignoring that, negative things happen, negative things exist. Being positive doesn't shield you from everything. Being positive, it helps. But there are some things that we chose before we came here, and even some things that we didn't, that can happen. And we have to be ready for those. We can't just be naive and in la la land. We have to be realistic. And I feel like we as light workers, that's something that's really important, because it's really easy for us to have our heads in the clouds. It's really easy for us to be like, la 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 angels, la 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 angels. And that's great. Like, we need to be like that. We need to be able constantly thinking about our angels and how they're really going to help us, and how they're willing to help us, and how they love us. And that's awesome. But we have to keep a sense of reality about us. We have to keep a sense of, groundedness, where we realize that, if something negative does happen, I choose to react to it in a positive way. So that's what being positive is all about. When something negative happens, you choose to be positive about it instead of choosing to be negative about it. That's where the real power of positivity comes in. That's where the real power behind positive thinking comes into play. because I was listening to Esther Hicks, and as Abraham was talking through her, and if you haven't, I actually have a book by there. So they had the Law of Attraction collection, and they are amazing. Abraham is amazing, and she said, or I guess Abraham said through her, that when we think a thought for as little as 17 seconds, 17 seconds, easy, 17 seconds, then the law of attraction will automatically bring another thought like that, and so on and so forth. And if this thought is negative or positive, we lose that control to change it when we get to 68 seconds. 1 minute and 8 seconds is the point of no return. When our thoughts are out there, and the law of attraction will bring to us what we send out. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's not so good. So, in that respect, we need to choose positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts. And it's really hard to do, and it's really hard to choose positivity, because we as humans, we're wired to not want to be positive. As humans, we're wired to see the negative. We're wired to see the hardships. We're wired to fear about things and worry about things. That's how we are. We're not wired to be positive. So that's why it goes against our very nature to be positive. We are Wayne Dyer said this, and I've said it before I heard him say it, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. And my guides actually told me that I need to realize that I need to stop being a human trying to be spiritual, and realize that I am spiritual and I am being human. There's Minerva. Hi. You want to say hello? Oh, that was so cute. She said hello. You're a sweet baby. She can just sit right there. So, it's a very difficult thing, when we choose to be positive. And it's a very difficult thing to constantly have to choose to be positive, because we don't know what the day's going to hold. And that's part of the aggravation, I guess, that a lot of us face, is we're like, okay, I'm going to be positive today. And then you get blindsided by something, and it takes you away from being positive, and you're whisked away into being negative. That's what this whole thing is about. When that negative thing comes along, realize, hey, I can react to this one of two ways. I can react the way that will bring negativity, or I can react the way that will bring positivity, or at least make the situation more positive. I'm not saying that, you can have a horrible situation and think positive and it'll change. I'm saying that if you have a negative situation and you start thinking positive, it'll help you find a better solution. It'll help you be more creative, and it will give you more wisdom to make the right decisions, and more discernment, because you'll be thinking more clearly. You won't be clouded by fear or worry or judgment or anger. So another thing that, because I was actually on the way to a psychic fair last night, and the angels kind of talked to me the whole way there, and they were talking about how we view ourselves is how we are. Because I had a boss, and he told me that perception is reality. So if I perceive someone to be a jerk, to me, they're a jerk. And I'm not really saying I do this, even though sometimes I do. But, if I perceive someone to be a nice person, then to me, without having met them or talked to them, they're a nice person. It's the same thing. So if we perceive ourselves to be, negative or ugly, or, overweight, or, stupid, or that kind of stuff, that's how we're going to perceive ourselves, and that's going to affect how we think. That's going to affect how we react to situations. That's also going to affect the way we see situations, the way we perceive our reality, because we perceive our reality through different experiences. Experiences shape our reality, and they shape our perception of the world. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to, if you're watching this, I'll tell you when to do this. But the angel specifically told me to have you do this, so do it. And if you're not somewhere that you can do it, then do it later, but do it. So I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pen, or if you're watching this on a tablet and you have your phone, you can pull out the notepad on your phone, just some way that you can just jot a few things down. And what I want you to do is I want you to write the first 10 things you think about yourself. Whether you think they're positive or negative, write them down. And as soon as you write them down, then you'll unpause me. So when I say pause, you'll pause me, you'll write down those 10 things, and then you will press play. So, 1, 2, 3, pause me. Alright, so you've written down your 10 things about yourself. Now, here comes the fun part. Look at your list. And I want you to take your pencil or pen or whatever, or if you did it on your phone, you can find a way to, distinguish these from each other. Distinguish all of the positive ones. Put a little check mark beside it and see how many you have. And Minerva, stop that, baby. Stop it. Okay. And see how many you have. See how many positive things about yourself that you have. And this is being totally honest with yourself. This isn't, something that is a metaphysical, wonderful exercise because they just told me to have you do it last night. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out for you. But I assume if the angel said that told me to tell you to do it, it's going to be good. Now look at the negative things, or the things that aren't so good. And I want you to look at those things, and I guarantee you that the majority of those things can be changed by thinking a different way about yourself. Let's say you wrote, and I hope none of you did, but I can't say that you didn't. Let's say some of you wrote the word stupid, or a form of that word. Instead of saying stupid, you're stupid. Write down, I am intelligent. I am wise. But make sure that when you are doing these affirmations, that you actually feel good when you're saying it and not feel bad. Because if you feel bad, the universe is just going to echo what you feel, and it's just going to get worse. So, most of the majority of those things, unless they're mental illnesses, which I would hope that you have a way to talk to somebody and, maybe get some help if that's what you need. But the majority of these things, like if it's weight related or so that stuff can be changed. So I want you to look at your list and ask yourself and ask your angels. You don't do this right now. You can do this at the end of the video or after the video is over. But ask your angels and ask your guides or whoever you're aligned with spiritually in love how you can change those things. And those things that are positive, ask how you can keep making them even better. And how you can make them shine and make yourself shine more and more and more. And I guarantee you're going to get answers. You are going to get those answers that you need and that your soul craves. I guarantee it's going to happen. So, like I said, being positive is not about being naive. Being positive is simply looking at a negative situation and saying, I choose to be positive about this. Looking at a positive situation and being thankful for it. And projecting your positivity outwards. Like, when you're positive, it radiates, and people feel that. And that's what needs to happen. So don't think that, when Doreen or when I or when anybody talks about being positive, we're telling you to be naive about the negative things. Because we live in a real world. Real things happen. It just shit happens, basically. But realize that the way you handle it can either make it better or worse. So I really hope that this video helped you out. I I don't know if it did. I would really love it if you left a comment and told me, because I've never really done something like this before. So that would be great. And so now on to something that I've been kind of wanting to tell you guys. I have 3 decks coming in the mail to me. Hopefully this month. Hopefully maybe like early July before I get one of them. But I have the Fountain Tarot that is coming this month that I am super excited about, because I've been waiting forever for it. I have the Wild Unknown Tarot that's coming. I'm very intrigued to get this deck, because it was a funny story that I'll tell in my reveal when I get it. And then I have the Star Child Tarot. So all 3 of these decks are indie decks. You know, they're not made by major publishing companies. So and I've already seen images from all of them. I think I've actually seen all the cards from the Star Child Tarot, if not most of them. So I'm really excited to get those. And like I said, that was pretty much it. I'm just getting 3 decks, and you'll be seeing those hopefully soon, because I really want them really bad. But yeah, I hope this video helped you, and I hope that it really kind of opens your eyes and opens your heart to be more positive. And I'm praying for you, and I love you. And if you would like a reading with me, tarot, angel card, mediumship reading, romance reading, life purpose reading, any kind of reading that's listed on my website, and I can even improvise for some of you if you have a question that's not listed on my website, you know, or a question that you don't see a reading for on my website. We can go from there. But my website is listed below at www.tarotangel444.com. At the very bottom of my website, you'll see like social media links. If you click the Facebook link, it takes you straight to my Facebook page, where if you haven't liked it, go ahead and do that at facebook.com/Andrew's Angel Cards. So if you like this video, thumbs up it. If you want to subscribe to me, do that, because that'd be amazing. And I post videos all the time. Weekly readings. I do a series called Tarot Talks, where I draw a tarot card and tell you how it applies to your life, and all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, angel blessings to each and every one of you. Praying for you. Hope you have an amazing week, month, year, whatever it is when you're watching this. I'm very, very excited for you, and I wish you nothing but the very best.